want my dessert!
Chris, I'm on the comm link checking in. Now stay on the puck. Grab those soda cans, kid. I know you're not a Necrola fan, but it'll give you an energy boost.
Stay out of this, guys.
I'm spitting blanks! You gotta sit up.
Stop or I'll shoot. Some more. Holy... We got a bomb here, Rochi.
Yeah, Chief Chicken says a soda bomb is hitting all over the city. You gotta defuse it, kid.
Wonderful.
They ain't complicated, just grab them and pull out the wires. Hey, those soda bombs could be anywhere. You gotta find as many of them as you can if we're gonna be doing a lot of cleanup. I tell you though, the shot of adrenaline you'll get from defusing a live bomb, whoa, gives you a
Explosion of cherry flavor!
Boy, that's a nasty cold.
Hey kid, do whatever you can to defuse those soda bombs.
Looks like a new client, gents.
Working late, boys?
Take a memory. Kill her. I spit my last.
Oh, HR called. You're being downsized.
We're getting overtime for this, boy. I need a lot.
File this under chest wound. You're making it worse, Artie. Nobody died at that diner. Well, not tonight.
Chicken wants those soda bombs, partner. Keep your eyes peeled and take them out.
This time for the diaphragm, boy.
Out of my way, barbecue
I
brat.
need a lozenge.
Uh-oh. Looks like the whole Salivation army.
I need a lozenge.
Chicken wants those soda bombs, partner. Keep your eyes peeled and take them out.
I need a lozenge.
Didn't your mom teach you it's not polite to spit? know, you're the spitting image of that last guy I shot.
Mucus to mucus.
Out of my way, barbecue breath.
Hey, good work getting the explosives. Mostly. I guess you missed one.
All right, buddy. I'm taking you in for mouthing off.
Yeah, Chris had been in the dark for a long time. But now in the glare of the harsh light, things didn't look so good. How'd she get into this mess? Well, maybe I got a little ahead of myself here. Let's backtrack. Fact is, the kid was always sleeping with one eye open, because when the other closed, the stuff she saw was much worse than anything lurking in the back alleys of Troy.
Alright, you parasites! Listen, and listen good! That case board is a disgrace! Until it's been brought up to date. I want the photos of that bomb site on the board! Grubs, I'm talking to you! Roachy, where's that witness list? Hex, what about that bombing diagram you were supposed to be working on? And please, somebody! Get a statement recorded for that crazy hominy! Giving me the creeps.
You a chigga. Stop poking around and find that stuff. Use your mouse. You'll need to get a closer look at things, collect files, talk to some of these bozos.
My academy graduation. Why am I always so mesmerized by flashbulbs? The Complete Encyclopedia of Symbols, Icons, and Squiggly Marks, Volume 4. I don't see anything unusual. Let's see what's in this drawer. I better hang on to these files. I'll be adding more to them as my investigation progresses. Aha! Here's my tape recorder. Now I can get that nutty hominid statement. A lot of suggestions for preventing workplace fatalities. Most involve avoiding Rochi's coffee. Maybe I'll make some double calf nectar macchiato supreme with triple whip today. Nah, I think I'll just go with the usual. Stale grounds filtered through one of Rochi's socks. This leftover donut is rock hard and slightly moldy. Just the way Rochi likes them. This one's from Locust Gardens, thanking us for our patronage when they closed up 6 years back. And there's an accompanying warning notice from the health inspector. There we go. Bitter, foul-smelling, and boiling over. Just like Chief Chigger. Uh-oh. More legal threats from recent detainees about Rochi's coffee. He must not be filtering the transmission fluid again. I don't see that witness list anywhere on Rochi's desk. Maybe he's got it stashed somewhere. Rochi's got a few old photos of Honey Quimby, chairman of the Nectarola Company. Not sure what that's all about, but it might explain where he got his soda habit. Do you have that witness list, Rochi? Chigger's gonna dissect us if we don't find it.
I had it somewhere, kid, but I don't know where I put it. Besides, who can think on an empty stomach? It's time for my mid-morning donut, and I'm fresh out. All right, Chris, thanks. I'd have squished my own grandma for one of these.
So, now do you remember where the witness list is? You've had your mid-morning donut. Did that jog your memory?
Nah, I can't really eat my donut properly without something to dunk it into, you know? Hey, this'll go perfect with that donut. Thanks, Chris.
Now do you remember where the witness list is?
You kidding? I can't drink this stuff without creamer, but I haven't seen any around here in ages.
Unfortunately, the witness list isn't in Rochi's file cabinet. There's nothing in here but a bottle of... something. Ugh, it's a bottle of semi-dairy imitation-like coffee creamer product. The expiration date was 8 months ago, and there's something blue-green floating inside.
Hey, wonderful! Where was that?
It was in your filing cabinet.
What was it doing then?
You're asking me?
It's separated and gone bad. Perfect. I'll just take a few lumps in my coffee, then put the creamer back in the mini fridge here for another year. Hey, the witness list. How did that get in the fridge? You better stop slacking and get this onto the caseboard before chicken calls you on the carpet.
I'd better stop slacking? You're amazing.
All in a day's work, my friend.
Rochi had this in his mini fridge. Maybe that's where he keeps his cold case files. My trusty old tape recorder. Silverfishberg and McMantis sat here until they ate that batch of mushu fly pork. Excellent. I'll put this list right here. Yep, this is where it all happens, where it all gets figured out. The elaborate calculations, the complex juxtapositions, and the strange combinations that make up our Chinese lunch orders. Only today Chigger made us put up some notes on the bombing case. I'm not opening those again. They're filled with Grubb's free verse detective poetry and various mafia haiku, plus a deep fat fryer I made Rochi take out of his car. Rhyme scheme investigation and metaforensics? Okay. There once was a money launderer from Nantucket. I think I've read enough. I don't see the bomb site photos anywhere on Grubb's desk. Grubbs, the chief says you've got the bomb site photos. Are you done with them?
Yeah, but I got a report to write first. And my muse has come back, so my writing is cursed.
Uh-oh. Does this mean everything you say or write has to rhyme?
You got it, detective. I need your support. So what do you say? Help me write this report?
Sure, Grubbs. Anything to get those photos.
I'm trying to give this report some pizzazz. Which one of these words got razzmatazz?
Toesies.
Think so? All right then, whatever you say. Now I got a few more you should pick from, okay?
Tough. stubble. Somewhere most. Shattering. Arresting. Stinky. Verse.
The choices were weird, but whatever, it's written. So here's the report that I'll be submitting. I was out on my break, sniffing toesies and stuff. I see this shadowy figure, thinking he's tough. I thought that the guy might be yearning for trouble, flitting around with a face full of stubble. He yanks forth this bomb, and he sets it right down. And he runs for the somewhere-most corner of town. I sing out, "Take cover, heads up, watch your back!" And then he spews forth this ear-shattering crack. I call in for backup, arresting the perp, who was really a stinky and a nauseous twerp. And there's the whole story. No better, no worse. I'm sorry it ain't a more elegant verse.
You're actually gonna hand that report in?
So it ain't Shakespeare. Oh, I guess I'm back to normal. Lousy report must have knocked it right out of me. Thanks. By the way, here's them bomb site photos you probably wanted.
Those are Grubb's photos of the latest soda bomber bomb site. Just a huge crater and some shredded cans behind a convenience store. Hey Hex, have you seen that bombing diagram?
Don't bother me, List. I'm trying to figure out this new weapon.
I wonder what would happen if I actually gave Hex some coffee. Not my first choice from Hex's arsenal, but paper cuts can be painful too. Hey Hex, have you seen that bombing diagram?
Don't bother me, List. I'm trying to figure out this new weapon.
Whoa, there's the bombing diagram. Right under Hex. I've got to get him out of his chair. I'll just pour this into Hex's mug and see what happens.
Hey, hey, hey! Something really woke up the flavor in this coffee.
Now's my chance. Whoa! The symbol! It's the same one! The rest just looks like soda cans with chicken scratches and arrows, but I'd recognize that symbol anywhere. Man, I spent 5 years tracing that symbol and nothing. Then it just shows up in the middle of my latest case. What's it got to do with me? I better pull this picture and see what else I can find out. The diagram's about as legible as a prescription, but I recognize that strange symbol from my old photograph. I just have no idea what it means. Bingo! These go right here. Perfect. This diagram goes right here. Hold on, Hominid. I'm gonna use my recorder to take your statement. Okay, Hominid, I'm recording. Let's have your statement. Where were you at the time of the bombing? Tell me more. Uh-oh. Looks like a toxic pollen leak in your hazmat jammies. Might want to talk so we can patch that before you swell up and explode. So, What were you doing downtown? Well, that answers that question. So, why did you run from the police?
Marty has to go!
Okay. Artie, so that's your name. I thought you guys just did your business inside the hazmat suit, and I don't think I need to hear about it. Oh, stop it! At least I've got a statement. Voila! I'll post this statement right here where it belongs. Finally! Now maybe we can split this cocoon and hit the streets.
Hey, kid, how do you spell ba-boom?
I want you two incompetents down to the Nectarola building now! There's been a murder, and the chairman, Madam Quinby, requested you special, Rochi. Just like old times, eh? Now don't screw this up!
So, you and Quinby have a history I should know about, Rochi? I didn't picture you in with such a high-class crowd.
Oh, yeah. People always told me I smell royally. Well, maybe it's because about 30 years back, I was the primary on the old royal egg case. Some egg-napping insects ran off with Quinby's rightful heir. We never found out who did it. I tell you, kid, something was rotten about that case, and I don't mean the egg, but I can never prove it. Either way, Madam Quinby was left without a successor. She's been in power way longer than normal because of it.
She's so sweet in all the commercials. What's she like in real life?
Tough. So we gotta be tougher, kid. She can be very charming and persuasive, so you gotta hold your ground. Just follow my lead. Okay, now leave this to me, kid. All right, can we get everyone to move over to this side of the room?
Ah, Detective Carruthers, the years have treated you well. Could we perhaps have everyone over here instead? We were in the middle of a rather important rehearsal when the tragedy occurred.
Sure, Madam Quinby. That would be fine, just fine. Ain't she just the bee's knees, kid?
Oh, please call me honey. And who is your charming friend?
Who? Oh, this is my partner, Detective Chris List.
Nice to...
So, what seems to be the problem, your honeyness?
Oh, it was just awful. We were rehearsing for the big launch of my new Nectarola flavor, Manchurian Cherry. I was on break, and my loyal advisor, Busby, was standing in for me. I hate those hot lights. We were just about to resume when a cable snapped, and he was crushed like a... well, you know. I saw a shadowy figure run from the rafters. My word. You know, I think the killer was after me. But it all happened so fast. I still can't believe it. Oh, Busby.
Well, this was clearly a tragedy for you and the Nectarola Company. I can see you truly cared for your assistant, as you do all living creatures, and the fair city of Troy.
Madam Quinby, would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Well, of course, my dear. Of course.
I wonder what captains of industry have met here, what history-changing decisions were made here, what life-altering beverage flavors were dreamed up here. Rochi, you just gonna stand there and gawk at Quinby?
I'm not gawking, all right? Just, something about her that's mesmerizing. I'm sizing her up. So far, I'd say she looks like a size 12 in the young miss department. But hey, I've never been that good at this. She is a knockout, though, ain't she? Sorry, Big Mite. What? No, nobody else got knocked out.
Big help. I thought you said Quinby was over the hill 30 years back. How old is she?
We never did find out her age, but her ma got pretty scary looking in her later years, so Honey can't be that old. I remember when I was a kid, Quinby staged a hostile takeover of Nectarola from her own mother. Can't have a company spokesperson that looks like death, I guess.
Sounds like Nectarola chairmen don't usually stay in power long.
I think this is a first. No other Quinby has controlled the pollen trade for such a long time. Yeah, it was a real tragedy when a royal egg was taken. A royal usually comes only once in a generation. That's why Quinby's bravely hanging on here. No heir. Honestly, I have no idea, at her age, how she keeps popping out new drone workers for the buzz biz. But she looks pretty good for a woman with that many kids.
How do you want to proceed on this?
Well, I'm on the comm link with Big Mite, getting the rundown from the officers first on the scene. It could take a while. Gotta have it all in the report. Look, you know the drill. Jigga's gonna expect us to find at least 4 pieces of evidence before we leave the scene. You haven't found any yet, so keep snooping. I'll make sure nothing happens to Quinby in the meantime.
Better double-check the tape in this, but Big Mite said the cameras weren't rolling since it was rehearsal. Did Busby have any enemies?
Well, I can't believe he did. He was honest, brave, thoughtful, kindly. Have I left anything out? I don't know why anyone would want to hurt him.
Did anyone know he was going to be standing in for you?
No, at least not at that particular moment. I have taken quite a few breaks. Rehearsing for public appearances is always so exhausting. But it was pure happenstance that Busby was standing in for me at that particular moment. Oh, cruel fate. Well, cruel to Busby. Lucky for me.
Do you have any enemies?
What a ridiculous thought. Can you imagine? It couldn't be one of Nectarola's competitors, since there are no competitors. I crushed all of the other soft drink companies ages ago. And it certainly couldn't be a disgruntled ex-employee. All of my ex-employees are thoroughly gruntled before they leave the premises. I insist on it. So I can't imagine who would want to harm me.
What about current employees? Anyone who might benefit from a vacancy at the top?
Absolutely not. I never promote from within the company. It might encourage exactly the kind of conniving and murder you're suggesting.
What about current employees? Anyone who might benefit from a vacancy at the top?
Absolutely not. I never promote from within the company. It might encourage exactly the kind of conniving and murder you're suggesting.
What about family members?
I don't know your family. Oh, you mean my family? I have none to speak of.
So you're sure there's nobody from your past that might be holding a grudge?
Well, naturally there are various suitors that I've rejected over the years, but it's been a long time since all that, and I can't think of any who would be moved now to do me harm.
There's gotta be a motive here. Nobody tries to commit murder without a motive. Is there anyone who might want to stop the introduction of your new flavor?
I suppose the people from the National Candidates Association were a little disappointed. We did choose to go with Manchurian Cherry instead of Manchurian Candidates, but I don't see how killing me would help their cause.
Manchurian Cherry, huh?
Yes, our new slogan is, "It's an explosion of cherry flavor." I do hope you'll try some, Detective. I'm sure you'll love it.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. If you think of anything, please give Rochi or me a call at the precinct.
I certainly will. I'd like this mess cleared up as soon as possible. And speaking of which, who's responsible for carting this body away?
The coroner will be by shortly, I'm sure.
Oh, thank goodness. He's right in my spotlight.
You say you saw a shadowy figure on the catwalks?
I did. I looked up a few moments after the bebot fell on dear loyal Busby. There was somebody running on the catwalks, but between the lights and tending to Busby, I never saw who it was.
I'll be back to ask more questions later.
Very well, but let's make this quick. We have a product introduction to rehearse.
This is a script for the big product introduction they were getting ready to put on. The victim never even had a chance to let go of it.
Oh, that was so like Busby. He held on to that script the same way he held on to life, with an iron grip, even after being crushed by a bebot.
Well, I guess he didn't hold on to life after all, but he clearly kept holding on to the script. I don't see anything unusual about this script, but I can use this paperclip. At the precinct, Chigger charges us for each one we use. Look what I can do! This sandbag was used to help counterweight the bebot. I should take a look at this. In my enthusiasm, I've impetuously rendered this paperclip useless as a paper clamping device. This rope was cut partway through, which means that somebody deliberately planned to have that bebot fall. The way the rope on that sandbag is cut proves that this bebot's fall was no accident. I should find some way to open the hatch and back of this thing, but I'll probably end up thorax deep in busted bits of bebot. You know, no matter how many bodies I've had to scrape off of windshields, no matter how many fatal fly swatter accidents I've had to investigate, no matter how many moths I've taken to the burn unit, I never get any queasier. I can't open the hatch with this paperclip. I guess it's not the right tool for the job. The big X on the floor is made of gaffer's tape.
That's where I was supposed to be standing for the big announcement. And poor Busby. If only I hadn't asked him to stand in for me.
Then you'd be lying here dead instead of him. How do you feel about that?
How am I supposed to feel? Well, horribly guilty, I suppose. And devastated. Simply devastated, of course.
The officer outside said this was for a chorus line of bebots that descend carrying Quinby. Maybe it's just as well the performance was cut short. That's part of the set, hung from the flies. Labels read friendly acquisitions, hostile takeovers, crazy PR stunts, additives, preservatives, and Nectarola recombinant DNA and genetics laboratory. I guess they're diversifying. Quimby's executive chair is a little frightening. It looks like it was designed more for intimidating the minions than for ergonomics. Nectarola. Thanks to our new proprietary additives and the repositioning of our products as carbonated lifestyle enhancers, we've quadrupled market share, resulting in the most profitable year in the company's history. And we're more than confident that our newest flavor will be an unprecedented success. There's just no resisting Nectarola. Looks like she's working on another memo. This one to the Pollen Fields facility about the upcoming harvest. It's full of graphs, algorithms, and black magic, outlining how to make the new soda flavor a huge success, yet somehow not cannibalize sales from the other product, even though original Nectarola has a 98% market share. I think they call it a marketing plan. The top item is a proposal for capturing the remaining 2% market share from their last remaining competitor, water. It has "Don't forget to call me honey" engraved on it. Funny how much she has to remind people. What did you see?
It's an explosion of cherry flavor.
There was an explosion? Where?
In every can of new Nectarola Manchurian Cherry.
I see.
It's an explosion of cherry flavor.
Yes, so I've heard. I guess your programming is rather limited. Can you move aside so I can get by?
It's an explosion of cherry flavor.
How'd I know you'd say that? Who controls you?
It's an explosion.
Spare me. What can you tell me about the accident?
It was hideous. Hideous! Busby was standing in for Quimby, just like she told you. She was on her executive's chair. Busby was reading from the script, and suddenly, the Bebop just fell.
Did you see the person on the catwalks that Quimby claimed to have seen?
I'm afraid not. I was slightly distracted by the dying assistant crushed underneath the Bebot.
Fair enough. I may need to ask you more questions.
I'll be here. The show must go on.
Can you command that Bebot who keeps saying, "It's an explosion of cherry flavor"?
Yes, that's one of the chorus line Bebots. I can give him orders, but that's up to Quimby, not me.
Certainly, Detective.
All right, then. I can have the Bebot move to the right, the left, do a shuffle off to Buffalo, or take a bow. What do you want to see?
Tell it to move to the right.
Certainly. Bebot, shimmy to stage right.
They're marked extra set decorations. That's part of the set, hung from the flies. There's something glinting on it. This rope is what's holding up part of the set. One of the uniformed officers said this was for the big finish of the television event. Apparently, after the tap-dancing B-bots introduce Quinby, the boom lifts her up to fly above the stage, where she's joined by 2 more B-bots, assuming their ropes hold. Sounds very magical. These are hinges. This is the box's lock. This box is locked and bolted down. Very odd. I should find a way to open it. Maybe I can pick the lock with this paperclip. Eureka! I broke the paperclip off in the lock. Now there's no way to get that lock open. These are hinges. Wonder if I could push those out with something. Maybe I can push out the hinge pins with the paperclip. Perfect. I wonder why someone would go to so much trouble to hide a knife. This deserves further examination. This knife has some imprints on it. My rough guess would be that these are the marks of a stick bug. This was the box that held the knife. There's nothing else in it. I need you to move that B-bot for me.
Fine, whatever. What do you want me to tell him to do?
Tell it to take a bow.
Very well. B-bot, take your curtain call.
Now's my chance. I wonder if these keys are the same from B-bot to B-bot.
That's a standard B-bot turnkey. They're all the same.
Does this knife look familiar to you?
No! Do I look like I handle switchblades much?
This is...
Well, whatever you call it, I've never seen it before.
Do you recognize this knife?
I certainly do not. In my position in life, I do not have much opportunity to brandish weapons.
Snacks are great and everything, but I always find myself wishing the craft services table had some good macrame and beadwork items. It's part of the snappy new Nectarola ad campaign. Considering they have a monopoly on all beverage sales in Troy, I'd say this is more of a vanity campaign than anything else. It's a cardboard cutout of a bee-bot, Honey Quinby's lovable sidekick, and the Nectarola mascot. You might find some good prints on these cushions, or at least some spare change underneath. Let's see if this works. Oh my gadfly. It's a histamine.
Is it safe?
It must be a dud. Otherwise, it would have gone off when the Bebot hit the ground. Even so, don't anyone touch it. When we're done here, I'll have the allergen squad come and take it away. This is an important piece of evidence. It's a dud histamine, but I'm not taking any chances. I'm leaving it right there. There's nobody standing beneath this set piece, and I need to see what that shiny object is, so bombs away! This wasn't here before. It must be the thing I saw on the top of the set piece. The wingtip had to have fallen on this set piece from somebody up in the catwalks. This is evidence. I'm not leaving it anywhere. This wouldn't happen to be one of your wingtips, would it, ma'am?
If only, Detective. I'm afraid I was never blessed with wings. Not one of the fortunate few, I suppose.
Yeah, you're a real hard luck story.
Luck is a relative thing, Detective, and I'll thank you to keep a civil proboscis in your mouth.
Does this wingtip belong to you?
I'm afraid I'm not a flyer.
This is evidence. I'm not leaving it anywhere. I could rip up the chair's fabric with this knife, but I'd make Quinby very angry, and I need her cooperation to solve this case. Besides, I highly doubt there's anything of interest hidden inside. You got any advice for me?
You know what to do, kid. You don't need me to spoon feed you this stuff anymore. Jigger will want 4 pieces of evidence. You've already got that sandbag with the cut rope. You already found that knife. Clever work. You got the wingtip. Huh, very sharp eyes, kid. You uncovered that hidden histamine. Smart stuff.
Okay, I think I found all the evidence there is to be found.
All right, kid, let me see. Yeah, you got that knife. Ah, those claw marks on it sure look like a stick bug's to me. You got that wingtip. That's some eagle eye you got on you, kid. Don't know if I'd have seen that. And you got that sandbag. Maybe forensics can match the knife to the cut in the rope. And you spotted that dud histamine. I only know one guy who deals with these models. Jimmy McGillicuddy. Goes by the nickname Sticks.
Don't know him.
You don't want to know him. Guess what? He's a stick bug. What are the odds, huh? Let's check him out.
Should we stop by the precinct with this evidence first?
Throw it in the trunk. Let's bug out.